And we're back in World of Warcraft. So what we're going to try is something completely different. We're going to go with a completely different build that I've never done before. We're going to push... We are going to push my damage, my individual melee damage, about as far as we can push it. And so how we're going to do that is we're actually going to go down with my melee hunter build, which I've never done this on my melee hunter before. So we are going to go ahead and grab counterattack and lightning reflexes, but we're really looking for killer instinct. That 3 additional % of crit. And then instead of making my pet, because normally with my melee hunter build, I go all the way down into BM and actually grab Bestial Wrath, and I run a kind of a different build. I basically don't get lightning reflexes, I don't get killer instinct, I don't get counterattack, and I don't get 1 point out of Trap Master here. And then all those points, which would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, would go over here. Pull this up. We could even drop Bestial. You know what? We could drop Bestial Swiftness, because it is just the outdoor movement speed of your pet. Let's say we did drop Bestial Swiftness. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab this. So, a little different, because I'm going to be not grabbing Thick Hide. I'm going to forgo my pet's defense here. And we're actually going to push just as much, go for as much damage as we can. So then we have 3 more talent points because I'm level 57. So our next 3 would be 2 here and 1 in intimidation. So basically we're making our pet do quite a bit of damage, but that's about it. Now normally what I would do is I wouldn't do that. I would grab the 3 in Thick Hide, and then my next 2 points would just go into maybe Ferocity or possibly Bestial Swiftness. You don't really need Bestial Swiftness because it's only for outdoor movement speed. So so obviously most dungeons are indoors, so it doesn't really do you any good. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know like if this will outpace the damage of my other build, but I'm hoping it will. The crit's what I'm really looking for. So what we're going to do here is let's go ahead and get rid of this. Can we back out? No, we can't. We're going to go through here. So we're going to try this build. Okay, so let's learn. And now, do we have... Okay. And so what we're going to do now is we don't have that, so then this goes here. And we're not... Volley we have, yes, yes, yes. Just making sure that all our abilities... And then with counterattack we've got, right? Well, that's assist, sorry. That goes here. So we semi-pat. Okay, so my crit rating should be pretty high. But a lot of that's because, yeah, we're sitting at 17% crit, but I also have the dragon buff right now, so normally I wouldn't have that. So no, that's a little surprising. I thought it would be higher. I thought it would be around 20%. Well, we'll look at that later. Because the dragon gives you 5, right? Yeah, it's 5%. So that's kind of sucks. I was hoping it was going to be... I was hoping we'd be higher than that. So we're sitting at 12.23. That seems off. Seems off, to be honest. Well, I mean, if we really wanted to push our crit, we could do this. But now we're not using flurry axes, but that's gonna, yeah, now our crit's 19.95. And what's our melee? And our melee attack power is 750. Ooh, 750 is good. That's good. 750 melee attack power is impressive, actually. I mean, I'm already pulling threat. Look at that. I'm pulling threat already. So look at that. Oh, even that mongoose bite hit for 112, which is good. That's actually good. Okay, let's so this is melee, so we're not going to be using. Do we even have arcane shot? We don't even have arcane shot, do we? I guess we do because we trained it, but we're not going to use it. So let's move this here. And let's do mongoose and then counterattack. It's going to be this one, and that's going to go here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to equip the Noggler ring just for fun. We're going to turn my pet Skrull off, and now we're going to try to tank. Okay. There's the counterattack, which you don't need right now, but it's kind of fun. Fun that we have it. Okay, now let's reset the damage meter. I don't think... Or it's 19.65. Like that. Okay, the weird part is we don't have the Flurry Axe. So I think... Well, we'll have to test with Flurry without Flurry. It's going to be interesting. Because Flurry really depends on procs, right? It really depends on how much we're procking. Procking our Crusader, right? I mean, we did 275, which is not bad. Not bad for melee. I mean, that's actually not bad. Let's kill a few more. We're not using our traps either, so it's going to be different. Like when we're in a dungeon, it'll be a lot higher because we're using explosive trap, so it's going to be a lot higher. Oh, look at those crits are juicy though. Yeah, 257. I didn't realize I still had my Uther's trinket on as well.
Lovely.
And those 572 crits are really strong. Okay, so 236. So now what we can do is we can, to simulate dungeon damage a little bit, we can actually just do an ammo trap. Okay, we're going to pull this. I'm going to queue up our Raptor Strike. If it crits, it'll be big, and it did crit. And the reason I said it's going to be big is because we were buffed with Furious Howl. So that was good. That was good. We did 369 DPS as a melee hunter. That's pretty. That's actually the most I've ever done. So that's actually really good. Now what we're going to do is we know we can do pretty good damage with the Assassination Blades, which give us a lot more crit. Now we're going to swap into our Flurry Axes, and we're going to use Mason's Fraternity Ring. And let's just throw in like maybe like an agility pot. Okay, so crits around 18%. That's not bad. Again, we're going to use Immolation Trap to try to simulate some decent damage here. We can throw an arrow in there, but we don't really need to. Alright, we did 292. I think it's really going to vary depending on how many procs we have with Flurry. It's going to vary quite a bit. I mean, it's hard to beat out straight crit. You know, having like 3% more crit, it's hard to top that. But we're doing decent. That's pretty good. 286. Not bad. Not bad. And that was without Immolation Trap. So that's pretty good. Now, I remember in a dungeon scenario, I'll be buffed with Mongoose. I'll be buffed with Elixir of Giants. I'll also be using Frost Oil. Hopefully we can pick up some other stuff like Songflower. And, you know, we'll hopefully be pushing a much higher crit. I mean, right now we're sitting at 18. If we had Songflower and a few other things, I could see us running 22, 23, 24% crit in dungeon runs with proper buffs. Which is going to be pretty insane. We are missing out on the attack power, though. My attack power is only 738. It's pretty good, though. 738 is not bad. But if we go with the Assassination Blades, that attack power jumps all the way up to 778. And the crit goes up as well. So I would hate to say Assassination Blades is better, but it certainly isn't bad. Assassination Blades is pretty good. Now, if we had the Bone Slicing Hatchet, 2 of those with agility, that might eclipse Flurry Axes. It might outpace Flurry Axes because then we're going to have another like 26 agility on top of what I've got. And plus I think the Bone Slicing are more DPS than the Assassination probably, right? Slicing Hatchet. Let's take a look. It'd be interesting to see what the speed is. So the speed is 1.7. So yeah, they're slow though. So 13 agility, 5 stamina, but 40.5 is pretty good. These are only 37. The difference is these are 2.7. So the main hand crits are going to be much bigger. Which, I would say that these probably are going to be a higher DPS versus the bones. I don't know. It'd be close. It'd be really close. It's hard to, because that agility is still quite a bit of agility. Okay, let's do the let's do this, and let's turn my pet's growl off, and we're going to try to tank this guy up. Oh, you know what? This whole time I didn't have monkey up. Didn't have monkey up. We didn't have monkey up. Okay, so that makes a big difference too. So what is our dodge rating? Our dodge is, holy shit, 28.83. So again, that's also really, really good. So yeah, this build might have some, it might have some viability. Again, we forego. It's interesting. We actually didn't go with, you know, I had a kind of a brain, I had an epiphany and said, you know what, we don't need Thick Hide. We don't need Bestial Swiftness. We don't need Thick Hide. And those 4 points I was able to just shove into straight damage, you know, with my pet. Let's reset this again, and let's go back to our Flurry Axes. And let's try, again, I'm going to be face tanking. Ooh, that's not bad. Hmm, 267. That's not bad. My dodge rating, though, holy shit. My dodge rating is at 27%. almost 29% with the other weapons. I don't know, like 20. It almost looks like the assassination blades are more damage. We'll have to get frost oil out, and we can use frost oil on the assassination blades as well. They just are a much slower attacking weapon. Let me try it. That was what, 267 on that last one. Let me try this one again. Let's see. If we can consistently top like 300, then the assassination blades are probably better. Jesus, crits. Mm, 276. That was about the same. About the same as the flurry axes. Mm, 309. Damn, that's pretty decent damage, isn't it? Not bad. We do have the dragon buff, so that's helping us quite a bit. Alright, let's try another one. Let's try the flurry axes again. Let's get a little action there. $280. $280. Still though, man, it's impressive though. I think it's pretty impressive. Yeah, that one took quite a bit longer. Yeah, we dropped quite a bit on damage there. All along I thought flurry axes would be the best DPS, but I didn't consider... I mean, assassination blades are nice because of the crit. It's 2% more crit. But they don't have any agility on them, which sucks. Like any base agility. They just have the crit.
Lovely.
Okay, 255. It all just depends on the crits. We're sitting at 20% crit. Oh, it's all about secrets.
Lovely. Lovely.
Okay, so I wonder how the damage, because there's a damage can change over time based on, like a larger sample size with the flurries may eventually beat out a larger sample size with the Assassination blades. It's hard to say. And there are items that we can get, you know, we can get a better helm. If we get like a helm with like crit on it, like there's even the helm from Scarlet Monastery, even though I'm like level 57, but if we can get like a, you know, like a helm with, I think there's one in, I think there might be one here. One of these quests here, I maybe has a helm. I'm pretty sure there's a chest piece, but I've already got a chest piece. There may be a helm off one of those. But if we can get a helm that has like crit on it or like a lot of attack power, that could definitely spice up my DPS. And also my belts, my boots aren't really that great. They give me 1% dodge, which is nice, and they have Intellect Spirit, which is nice because you really fast on hunters. In dungeons, when I'm doing melee, I blow through my mana really quick, which totally sucks. So, you know, having like a paladin, like Blessing of Wisdom is, although if you have a choice between Blessing of Wisdom and Blessing of Might, you're better off with getting Might. It's just right, it's going to drastically increase your damage, but. Hey Ra, how you doing? Hi Ra. You okay? My kitty's here. Hey kitty. You want out? Hmm? Hey Ra Ra. I haven't seen any herbs. So I've been experimenting a lot with different builds. So we've got, this is my melee, this is an experimental melee hunter build I just thought of today. And then on my secondary, my other build, this is my PvP build. And it's what I call the PvP harasser build. And it's all about just kind of doing traps and slowing down the horde at choke points on the map for Altdark Valley. It's specific for Altdark Valley. I mean, it works pretty well. But I also use it for dungeons if I want to do, because it does have aimed shot. It does have, you know, lethal shots and in Hawkeye. So it still has some decent range DPS, but it's not like your best spec for range DPS, but it still is going to probably do more damage than this melee hunter build, I would imagine. I think I was pulling around, I don't know what it was, like 350 probably. And with this here, I'm only doing like 200 to 250 probably. I mean, it varies though from fight to fight. But let's kill some of these guys. The problem with the flurry axes is they have low top end damage because they're 1.5 attack speed. They're great for repetitive attack, for repetitive hits, you know, for proccing lots of swings, but they're not so good because the crits aren't that good. That's where, you know, hopefully those Crusaders, you know, proccing a lot. That's what you're hoping for. Let me reset this. My pet's hungry. Let's try it with a trap. It's not always the best judgment of how much damage you're going to do if you're not using your traps. So I'll definitely be using my traps in dungeons. Oh, 244. You know, one thing that's interesting, although these guys are lower level, but I haven't noticed my health really going down.
Lovely.
Like, I haven't noticed, I haven't really noticed my health dropping. I don't know if I'm just dodging a lot of attacks or what. We'll take a look this time to see if I am dodging a lot. There's one dodge. So not a lot. There's only one dodge so far. He just isn't really hitting me for much damage. All right, so 218. So that DPS, yeah, I think the assassination is going to easily outpace the flurry, which kind of sucks. I'm a little disappointed about that. I always thought flurry would be the best, but again, crit is king when it comes to World of Warcraft. Higher the crit, and also top end damage. When you think about rogues, right? What do rogues always put in their main hand? They put a slow weapon because they're looking for those big crits. So, you know, when you crit, it's going to be a big crit because of that top end damage. So if we go back to, let's see here, back to the assassination blades. Plus, I also have plus 15 agility enchant on both weapons, so an extra 30 agility, that doesn't hurt either. If we, oh, we got our trinket too. If we get this crits, it's going to be huge. Oh, that would have been huge if it critted. Hey, Vols, what's up? I'm experimenting with various melee hunter builds that I've never done before. This one's really cool. This one so far has been really interesting. So instead of going down into BM tree as far as I normally do, normally I don't grab counterattack and lightning reflexes and killer instinct. But this time, since I was using it on my harasser build for PvP, I've since really liked these abilities. I think they're really good. These three here are really good. So we went into a melee hunter. Instead of grabbing Thickhide, making my pet more tanky, I said, you know what? We're just going to use my pet for pure damage, since I'm losing out on a lot of talent points because they're going deeper into survival. We're taking away some of the points I normally would use on my melee hunter, or sorry, on my pet, which is Thickhide and, you know, Bestial Swiftness usually. We're not going to use those, and then we're just going to push the rest of the talent points into just pure damage. So we've already fleshed out as far down into survival as we're going to go. But this 3% extra crit is huge, right? You know, so now we're looking at, and then instead of using my flurry axes, I'm using the dual assassination blades with plus 15 agility because they have plus 1% crit to each one. And also, it's a 2.7 attack speed, so the top end damage on the crit is much bigger. So my crits are going to be a lot bigger with Raptor Strike. So now because I have the dragon buff up though, so it's a little misleading, but I'm sitting at 20.64% crit at 778. I mean, what's interesting is my ranged attack power is 1026. So if I choose to actually use an arrow, it's going to hit pretty good. Right here. Let's say I want to just do something. You can see that even my arrows are gonna crit pretty well because my ranged attack power is so high, and that's just because I have so much bloody agility. You know, I mean, I'm sitting on 358 agility, it's a lot of agility. You know, so a pretty interesting build. If we reset the damage meter again, so what I could say, what we can do here, we send the pet like we normally do for a melee hunter. We drop a trap. Bring the pet back. We queue up our strike. This is going to be a huge crit if it lands. 618. Look at these crits, right? They're huge, right? So we just pulled 373 DPS per second as a melee hunter. That's insane. That's actually insane DPS, right? So if we can fill this, because there's other stuff we can get. I mean, I don't have crit on my helm. My shoulders aren't that great. I mean, a lot of these items aren't really set up for melee. So I really think that there's some stuff we can do with melee hunter that no one's ever done before. At least no one I know of, right? But we need the Hand of Justice. I still want the Hand of Justice. Actually, Black Hand's Breath from UBRS, the 2% crit from that would be big too. Yeah, it is, because, well, I think it is. Now, it could, the two-hand could be good. The two-hand could be good now that we're not, because we were doing Flurry, and I always thought Flurry was better. I've tried two-hand weapons, and the problem with two-hand weapons is if you miss, your damage drops off a ton. Like, if you miss even just like a couple swings in a fight, because they're generally fairly slow attacking weapons, your damage just drops off immensely. But if you had a really, really, really strong two-hand weapon, like the one that has the shadow damage. Here, let's see if it's in the auction. I saw it in the auction house yesterday for like 1,200 gold or something. All right, so I saw that night, whatever is it called, night something, Night Slayer. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be in the auction house. So if we go in the auction house, we go to weapons, and we're just going to say look for epic, and sort by price. Okay, is it this one? No, yeah, it's this one. This one right here. Nightfall. Look at the damage. 267 damage per second. Right? Now this one, I would be really interested to see on a melee hunter what kind of damage what my crits would be. So my current weapon is the Assassination Blade. Its top end DPS was like 120 or something. The top end DPS of this is more than double. That means my crits are going to be like 1300 at least. My crits would be like 1300 at least. And then we could put the bigger agility enchant on it, right? So it wouldn't be the 15 agility. I think there's another one you could do for that. I don't have 2200 gold. Sorry. What else? We got Black Fury. Here's a pole arm. Lose your chance to get a critical strike. Now this one, it's too expensive, but this one also would be good. I mean, I think hunters can use pole arms. So plus it's got 35 strength, so that's 30. So 35 attack power from the strength. It's fast though, which kind of sucks. 2.1. That's not great. Let's look at two-hand. Let's go two-hand axes. Okay, you do have King the Decapitator. That's not great. And let's go two-hand swords. And you've got the Blade of Henna. Again, it's too fast, right? We want to do level, though. Too fast. And then two-hand mace. I can't use maces. Right, can't use maces. So there is the Brain Hacker. It's pretty cheap, too. But it's too fast. What is the? Yeah, there's the legendary hunter staff, and I don't know how to do the quest. I don't know how to do the quest. I've never done it. What is it called? Lockdar or whatever. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This would. All right. First of all, the damage is it's not super slow, which kind of sucks, but still 73 is insane. Now you get intellect, which is helpful, but you get 2% crit, which is great. Plus 45 attack power when fighting demons. You know, if you're fighting demons, you're gonna. I've never done this quest, but yeah, that would be good. That would be good. It says starts in Felwood. So how do we do it? How do we do the quest? You know I don't like to read. You said it starts in Felwood? Let's go to YouTube. And let's just do boom quest. There we go.
Welcome back to the second episode of the Hunter Handbook. My name is Dre, and in this video, I'll explain how to obtain your epic Rockdalar and Lockdalar hunter weapons.
We should get both these weapons.
I'll be giving a brief overview of the quest chain process and explain in depth how to defeat each of the 4 demons. Let's get right into it. The spec used throughout this guide was the starting raid spec 23118, the only major difference being 5 out of 5 into improved concussive shot. I'll quickly pan throughout my gear as well. I was close to full pre-raid BIS and I have a tier 1 helm. My two-hand weapon has demon slaying enchant on it, and I'll be covering this a little bit later in the guide. Also, I was so excited to get my bow, I actually vendored my Black Crow before filming this, so that is the bow I used throughout the killing process. The first step is obtaining the Ancient Petrified Leaf, which drops off the second last boss, Major Domo, within the Molten Core raid. Sometimes this can actually be the hardest part of this process, as there's a large number of hunters raiding currently, so hopefully you can obtain your leaf shortly. Simply right-click the...
Well, there you go. Somehow we got to get into Molten Core vaults. You know me, I'm not really a raider. Yeah, so... That's the one thing that kind of stinks about... I mean, it doesn't stink, but a lot of these items do... I mean, the reason I've never done them is because I'm not a big raider, you know, so... But yeah, that would be great. That would be great. We could try. How much gold do I have in this character? 77 gold. We could buy the Brain Hacker here for. But it's only 56. It's not that great. Brock, quit licking the carpet, okay? Okay, buddy. We could try the brain hacker. Yeah. I mean, if I had Nightfall, it'd be fun because I think Nightfall would do completionist in you the last 100 quest. There is no completionist in me. I'm not a completionist person. I'm more of a. I like I like playing around. I like figuring things out, like doing different builds and that kind of stuff, and trying to get really good with the character. Like I never think of, to me, I don't think of PvE content as skill based so much because it's raid content. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't think of someone who's got like the best gear in the game as being the best player in the game. You know what I mean? I never look at it that way. To me, knowing your class is what makes you good. Like knowing all the ins and outs of your class, not oh did you get the best gear, because that you could have just ran into a raid with a really good raid group and and they're killing everything and you're just getting items that drop. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know it has more DPS than Nightfall. I saw that. So well, if we can get into a guild that'll do Molten Core, of course then I would have to run. Yeah, I don't have 2,200 gold, so yeah. Let's take a look at are there any, because what we really need, I mean the Assassination Blade is actually surprisingly good for Melee Hunter. It's actually surprisingly good, right? If you look here, now the Axe of the Deep Woods is 2.7, and it probably hits harder than the Assassination Blade, right? It also has a chance to proc additional damage. So this actually, the Axe of the Deep Woods is probably better than Assassination Blade, although the Assassination Blade has 1% crit. But the chance on hit to blast a target for 9,226 damage, that's a pretty good amount of damage. All right, plus the top end damage is greater than Assassination. What do you mean blah? I don't know what you're saying blah for. But let's take a look at this, right? So this actually might be worth exploring just for fun. Just for something we can do that doesn't require us to actually, raid right now. And I think we should raid on this character. I think that would be, a good idea at some point. Yeah. Blizzard's banning people for buying gold, so I'm sure I'll be banned soon. Because yeah, come on. You know what I mean? I was reading an article just yesterday, right? Everybody buys gold now, and it's like, no, I don't want to buy gold. I hate buying gold. Everything about this game forces you to buy gold now because the prices are just insane. They're just ludicrous. Like there's people selling. Look at this. Okay, look at the Skullflame shield, just as an example, right? Skullflame shield. Look at these prices. The cheapest price on the Skullflame shield right now is 1,236 gold. I don't know about you, but if you're not like a big time raider who plays the game 8-10 hours a day, there is no way you're going to have that kind of gold. You're just not something you can get. I mean, it would take you a long time to get that much gold. I mean, if you're really good with the auction house, maybe, but you would have to put time in. You would have to, and like I don't play WoW 6 hours a day every day. I just don't, And most people don't. Most people don't. And the people that are buying these items, because people are buying them because they wouldn't be listed at this price if people weren't buying these. You know what I mean? They wouldn't list it this high if it wasn't selling. This shit's selling. So who do you think is buying this shit? It's not. And then there's ways to make gold. There's really good ways that you can make gold. Like if you want to boost people, which I'm not a big fan of boosting either, but that's a way to make gold. Get a level 60 paladin, get a level 60 mage, charge gold, running people through dungeons and boosting them. You can make a ton of gold. If you want to be an enchanter, if you're like a high level enchanter and you've got tons and tons of all the enchants, you can just sit in Stormwind and just chant gear and get the tips. I don't know how fast you would make gold that way because I've never done it, but I would imagine you'd make some money. But still, I mean, these prices are ludicrous. Like, how about just like one thing, like to make a mongoose pod or to make one of the potions, you need silver sage, right? Mountain silver sage. Look at this. I don't know about you, but I've never played on a server where Mountain Silver Sage went for 2.5 gold for one. Okay? 2.5 gold for one. What's that? Like 25 gold a stack? I did my math wrong. Is that 45 gold a stack? My brain doesn't work anymore. 2.5. Well, that's 25 gold for 10, so that's 50 gold. Think about that. A stack of Mountain Silver Sage is 50 gold. Shit, a fucking regular mount's only 100 gold, right? I mean, these prices are ludicrous. They're just absolutely ludicrous. I wonder what, like, how about, like, what's another common item that people need mongoose, right? People need mongoose potions, right? Elixir of Mongoose. I have never in my life, and I've played WoW ever since 2004, I have never in my life seen Mongoose pots cost 8.5 gold. Never. Never, ever. Usually they're down around 2 to 3 gold. And that's modern prices. You know, back in older days, they were like a gold each, right? So, and Blizzard's banning people for buying gold, but banning people for buying gold isn't fixing the issue. You know, you're not fixing the problem because so many people are buying gold because they have to. It's not because they want to. Most of the people that are buying gold right now, they don't want to buy gold. The problem is the prices are so bloody high that if they don't buy gold, all their buddies who are buying gold are progressing faster than they are. You know, trying to get ready for raid, trying to get all your raid consumables. There's going to be people that are spending 3 or 4 hours a day just to get their stuff for the raid. And there's going to be people that just swipe their credit card and pay $5 or whatever. Because it doesn't cost that much. And the gold's cheap, right? The gold is cheap. So, okay, I pay I pay like $5. Do I want to pay $5 and get all my stuff, or do I just want to spend 4 hours playing the game grinding shit that's boring? Most people are just going to rather pay the $5 or $2 or whatever it is. Maybe it's only $2 or $3. You know, so Blizzard's banning the people for buying gold, but they're not the problem, right? They were originally when the gold selling started. They were the problem because there weren't that many people that knew about buying gold, and there weren't that many people that were buying gold because they didn't not only did they not know about it, but they didn't feel that it was necessary because the prices in the auction house weren't that high. So you could still, you know, buy stuff, and it wasn't that unreasonable to just make the money yourself and buy things. But then, as more and more and more people started buying gold, the prices started going up, and now it's just reached a fever pitch. And it's also because the people know how to make money, like by boosting in stuff and doing other things. So that also drives the price up. So people are selling boosts. You know, anything that infuses more gold into the economy raises the price. Obviously, it's just natural economics, right? So, but yeah, Blizzard's out there banning all these people. And I was reading this article yesterday where this one guy said, yeah, you were getting ready to do a Molten Core raid. And he said 6 people in my guild got banned for gold buying. He's like, we couldn't do the raid. We didn't have enough people because 6 people were banned for buying gold. And then another poster said, yeah, he goes, it's hilarious. He goes, someone in my guild on the same day that this guy had 6 people banned said they had to go into emergency surgery, and it was going to be a 2-week recovery. Surprise, surprise. The bans that Blizzard was handing out for buying gold were 2 weeks, right? So the guy was probably just lying. He didn't want to admit to the fact that he was buying gold. I mean, I was always adamantly against buying gold for the longest time, but I'm not too ashamed. I buy gold now sometimes. I admit it because it's pointless. I don't have the time to sit around and grind and grind and grind and try to somehow come up with like 1,000 gold just to buy a piece of gear that I want, you know? I'm not going to spend like a week grinding for gold, doing shit I don't want to do just to buy one item, you know? Fuck it. So, but I'll probably get banned, you know? I'll probably get banned, and we all, you know, and it's just stupid. It's the whole what WoW has turned into with the gold scene is just bad. I hate it. Like I said, most people who are buying gold don't want to buy gold. They're just being pushed into buying gold because of the way the games work, because of the way the game economics are right now. People are being pushed into doing it. They don't want to do it. So I used to be very harsh on people that bought gold. I'd be like, oh, why are you buying gold, you asshole? You know, you're hurting the economy. But now I realize that it's to the point now where, you know, they can't help it. You don't want to do it, you know? You don't want to do it, but you're kind of forced into it. And it sucks. It totally sucks. But anyways, oh, I was going to look at that weapon again. Right? So that one weapon, the Axe of the Deep Woods, would be interesting to think about. We would lose the 1% crit. Here, also, this cat's driving me nuts. Hold on. Went out? This cat is getting fatter by the day. All right, so what were we on? Shady food. So you can see I created all of my alts just for the hell of it because I was bored. I've got my alt that basically manages all my food. I've got my alt that manages all of my earth-based stuff, whether it's like salt, you know, essence of earth, essence of air, elemental fire, whatever it is that's earth-based. I've got my alt that by Baker that's just potions, leather, garden because someone took shady herb was already taken, so I had to do shady garden. This is my herb person. Magic, all my magical regions. Shady parts is always a funny one that I create. This is the one that's specifically to all body parts, so like spider leg, you know, eye, you know, murloc eye, you know, eyeballs, legs, feet, tongues, anything that's like a body part of any kind of an animal. You know, skin, like a skin, not like leather, but like a, you know, like Naga scale. You know, Naga scale, that would be a body part. So she has all that, and then of course, Shady Cloth is just straight up cloth dealer. We're going hardcore bankers, baby. You don't think you've ever had 1,000 gold in Classic? Well, I've told this story so many times, and just to show you how bad the gold is in WoW, in the original vanilla back in 2004, I was the first hunter on my server, Doomhammer, to acquire Black Dragon Scale boots. I was the first hunter on the entire server to get them. I put them up in the auction house just for fun at a price point that I knew nobody could afford, because I was just being, you know, I was bragging. I was like, look at what I've got, because I was so excited. I was like the first person on the server to get Black Dragon Scale boots, and I put them up in the H just to brag about, like, look what I've got, you know. But I didn't want to sell them because I had a hunter, you know, and I put them up there and I said, well, I'll put them at a price that if somebody does buy them, that's okay. I'm okay with it because it would be so much gold and I'll be rich, right? And what was that price? You're gonna laugh. 400 gold. I put them up at the auction house on Doomhammer back in 2005 for 400 gold. Nobody, right? Nobody could afford that. Nobody could afford 400 gold, you know? Yeah, this is the one, yeah. Yeah, so, you know, and he's also got the bow, right? I mean, I need both of these, but I have to do Molten Core. Loot him. Yeah, can I just pick his pocket? So I put the boots up in the auction house for that. That just shows you what the difference is between 2005 economy and now. Nobody could afford to buy Black Dragon Scale boots. I had people messaging me trying to barter for them. I'll give you 100 or 200 gold plus this plus this. You know, people were trying to get them from me, but nobody had 400 gold. And that, you think about that today, it doesn't even seem like that much. So if I search the auction, just to give you an example, look at this. Look at the prices. 45,000 gold, 30,000 gold. Some of these are stupid. You know, 10,000 gold, you know, B stack, 2,700. Oh, by the way, I bought this off the auction house just the other day for like 100 gold. So these prices are ridiculous. Nightfall, you know, look at this. Gloves of Spell Mastery. Look at these prices. I mean, these prices never existed, you know. So, anyways, I want to do the one-hand axe, and I want to do epic. And so, I'm going to go by level. I would be interested to see if I had this axe with plus 15 agility on it. I would lose out on 1% crit, though. And crit is king, man. I don't know, but it is 41.5 DPS per second, which is pretty good. What about swords? This is 51.7, but it's not, you know, it doesn't have any crit or anything. Crawl blade. Now, the crawl blade would be good because it's 2.8, and it's got 7 strength, and it's got 1% crit. So the crawl blade would probably be better than the axe. I mean, 149 DP, 149 damage on the top end. Plus, it's got the 1% crit, so just like the assassination blade, it does have the extra 7 strength, which is nice. You get a little bit more attack power. It's a massively huge weapon, so 149 deep damage on the top end versus the assassination blade that I have. This real swag is do really need. So I'm sure mine's only 132, which actually is just not that bad. 132 is not too bad. So. Oops, I guess I started drinking something. Yeah, only 45,000 gold, right? That's a bargain. Look at the damage. Just crushing. Look at me crushing these wolves, man. No, that's what I'm telling you. And the thing is, people are buying gold. And people are buying lots of gold. It's not just a little gold, they're buying lots of gold. And I used to be one of those people that was so against buying, I'm very much against buying gold. But I used to be one of those people that was, like I said, that felt like that was like if people buy gold, they should be banned. But I've changed my tune on that. And the reason I've changed my tune on that is because of the way the game is now. There's so many people that are buying gold. They don't want to. I feel bad punishing people for doing something that they don't want to do, but that they have to do just to keep the status quo, just to be able to like keep up with their guildmates, just to be able to get the stuff they need for raid. You know what I mean? Oof, damage.
Lovely.
You know what we should try? You know, why don't we try? You know what? I just thought of something. I just had another epiphany. Why don't we try just doing the flurry in the offhand? That way, we still have a chance to proc Crusader, and we still get the big crits with the slow weapon in the main hand. You know what I mean? We're going to lose out on one crit and a little bit of agility. Here, let's... I mean, theoretically, it should be worse, but... Yeah, you never know, man. I'm like, the flurry axe just feels good because, you know, just getting a lot more swings in just feels good. You know, the animation, seeing the animations of more attacks coming through is just a more enjoyable experience, you know. Do I have the feather? Oh my god, look at my inventory. Holy hell. Hmm. Oh, he's healing. Really? Oh, Biff! That was a big hit. It's just like smack.
Alone be praised.
Biff. What is it? What must it look like to be sitting there on your Tauren warrior and you see like this hunter just run up to 3 mobs and just melee blast them down? It must look pretty funny, right? Oh, we don't have the right chess piece on. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. That's the wrong chess piece. Ah. That is the wrong chess piece. Why is it not equipped? Say. Interesting. Let me check out my... You got the Nagarling? Yeah, let's go with this. And let's do this. Okay, so that puts us at 19.3% grip. We had the wrong chess piece in. That'll make a pretty big difference, actually. What is my reputation? Let's see, other Timber Mall hold. Friendly.
Lovely.
Yeah, the only bad part about having Flurry in the offhand is Crusader doesn't proc as much off the offhand. I'm not sure why that is. I don't really understand how that works, but it just doesn't proc as much off the offhand as it does off the main hand. The one thing that I found out about rolling with my PvP build was that I really enjoyed counterattack for... I mean, it was really fun. There were times in PvP where it saved my life against warriors. But it's kind of a fun thing, and it definitely makes you do more of the in-out. And I always felt, to me, like the best hunter game style that was the most fun was a game style where you moved in, did melee damage, but then you moved away and did range damage. And when you kind of couple those together and kind of split them 50-50, to me, that's the most enjoyable way to play a ranger, hunter, marksman, whatever you want to call it, archetype. So, and WoW's never really had that, to be honest. You know, like you either like stand back and just fire arrows, or you don't really have a melee hunter. But with this build, when you have a counterattack, I mean, you can see. I mean, my ranged attack power is 992, and my melee is 758. So I can do pretty good damage either way, whether I'm in close hitting the mob or whether I'm at distance. So, and it makes the gameplay way more fun. Like I can wing clip here, I can move away, hit him with this. Move back in and just beat him up. I don't have I want to try something. I don't know if this will work, but what I would like to do is make counterattack work like my Mongoose Bite. So we've got actually Raptor Strike, I mean. See how we're doing like Raptor Strike, Mongoose Bite? I don't know if this is gonna work. But if I could build... No, that's not gonna work. If we did this, and since I am kind of interweaving some ranged in, we could do. Where's Arcane Shot? Why not call it Arcane Shot? The fuck? Do I just not have a macro for it? That doesn't make any sense. Aim shot. We don't have aim shot. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Let's try this. Yeah, we'll send him in. We'll drop our trap and bring him back. Actually, you know what? We'll just walk him over that. Let's attack this one.
Lovely.
That's the name of my character. It doesn't mean anything. Just a character name. It's just a character name. What's a... I don't know. So we could do... I got an idea. I don't like that. I mean, multi-shot's cool. I don't know. I don't really like that. Yeah, we'll leave it. Maybe I'll get used to it. I don't know if I don't like the way that feels. Multi-shot. I'm not gonna be... We're gonna leave Arcane Shot out. What am I damage at 234? So we don't need my pets. We're gonna turn his cower off because it's a waste of focus. We're just gonna leave my pets growl off at all times right now. It's kind of funny. Basically we're just face tanking. We don't even need my pet to tank at all. So.
Lovely.
Yeah, I don't think it works. I hate to say it, but I think double assassination blade is the way to go. I think it's the way to go.
Lovely.
Mischance 1. We need more hit rating. 20%. Hmm, 24 type power, nah. So I don't have any feathers? Am I not getting any feathers at all? How come I'm not getting any feathers? I have like 0. It's kind of weird. Let's see if we can get into Winter Spring. I think we're good enough reputation now. We can get into Winter Spring. Kind of bummed. I always felt like the Flurry Axe was better than just about any melee weapon, but it really isn't. We'll see, we did 293 DPS. Yeah, I don't think it's... I mean, it's because we're losing so much crit rating. We're down to 18.2, so we're losing like 1.8%. Well, we're losing 2% crit. Huh. Let me try another fight.
Lovely.
Yeah, I did 272. Yeah, that's what it seems like. It's just you know what you're getting. I mean, with the assassination blades, you get that 2% extra crit, and your crits on your main hand are going to be much bigger. Whereas with the flurry, like right there, I did 272 DPS. So in some fights with flurries, I'm going to do more damage. Like if I proc Crusader, for example, and I proc a couple, just get a couple crits, then yeah, my damage is going to be really good. So again, we held steady, exactly 273. So 273 in 2 fights in a row, right? Which isn't bad. So we missed the crit there, that hurt. And so we actually did a little bit less damage on that one. So in 3 fights, 268. But for some reason, my aspect of the monkey's off. You see that? How is that off? Well, we'll leave it off since I guess it was off for some reason. There, so look at the difference. There we did 361. 361 on that one. That's insane, right? It's because of the slow weapon speed. Now in that one, we didn't do as well. But we're still at 333. Now it's dropping a little bit. So 3 fights, 311. So definitely more damage. It just doesn't feel as good. Did I not get it? Oh man, did I not get it? I didn't get it. Fuck. Fuck. I actually didn't get the Grom's blood. That was lame. And then this person came up and just grabbed it. What a fucking asshole. That was not nice, by the way. That was not nice at all. Unlucky. Unlucky. What's love? Fuck off. Fuck off. I'm not even gonna respond to that. Unlucky. And you know, nice name, Granny Gasm. Fucking cock. I just want to respond and say you fucking cock. But I won't. I'll be nice. Because I can just tell you guys. Yeah, with a character named Granny Gasm just took that herb right off from underneath my feet. Fucking cocksucker. I don't do that. When I see someone standing next to an herb, I always ask them and say, hey, are you going to pick that herb? And if they say yes, I let them have it. If they say no, then I get it. But you know, I'm not a cocksucker. And I don't name my characters gay-ass fucking names like Granny Gasm. Who the fuck comes up with a gay-ass name like that? He's secretly a closet he's secretly a closet fucking sausage jockey. Did we? Wait a minute. Didn't we turn that quest in? No, we never even turned that quest in. I'm so distracted by the build. I haven't really been focusing on doing any of the quests. Let's kill this guy just for fun. We're gonna mix. We're just gonna do one of each. We're the ones that, it was the trees that were dropping the herbs. There's these trees that wander around here in the Iron Tree Woods. I killed like 3 in a row yesterday, and each one of them dropped a pretty good herb, you know, so those are pretty decent for farming herbs as well. We'll farm those for a little bit here in a minute, but first I want to get this quest turned in, because I think then we'll be able to start getting, start looting the items we need so that we can actually get the Songflower. Holy crap, my inventory is a mess. And we'll start using, maybe we should start using some arrows just to get rid of some shit here. What is this? Intellect. So we can get rid of that. Pet's doing 25% of the damage. That's not bad. We got 3 more talent points, so we just go all into pet DPS. Try to push that pet damage up as much as we can. Did you give me a beacon? Oh, I've got one. So now I get them, I guess, for collecting herbs? Or do I get them for hunting? There you go. Like, no herbs. One thing I've noticed, I mean, the one thing I've noticed on this server is, like, I run through the entire zone of Felwood and I'll see, like, one herb. I mean, it's insane. There's so many people herbing, you know. Just another reason why I'm saying that it's difficult to make money. Because you're like, oh yeah, you can just go make money getting herbs. Well, good luck getting any herbs. Like, you'll run the entire length of Felwood and see one or two. Even if you're like layer swapping, same thing. You won't get that many more. So it's not very, you know, it's not very easy to get herbs. You know, of course, if I had an epic mount, that would help. But I've run through Felwood so many times and I've seen so few herbs. And you can see on my minimap how many herb locations are in this area, but none of them have herbs. Just all empty. Somebody else has already gotten them. He doesn't want that, huh? Hopper's picky. Picky about your food, huh, Hopper? Well, you know, one thing we could do, Vols, is we could enchant the flurry axes with agility. Get rid of Crusader, because it just doesn't proc that much. It's nice when it procs, and it certainly feels good when it procs, but swap out agility. But I don't know if that would really... I don't think it would make that big a difference, because... I don't know. I don't think that would really make a difference. I don't. Because when it does proc, I mean, 100 attack power is a lot of attack power. When it double procs, which it does sometimes, then you've got 200 attack power. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just have to keep testing different things out. No herbs. Flurries are just more fun. Even if they don't do as much damage, they're just way more fun. And they do spike to do damage. Just doesn't have the consistent damage there. We just need more crit. We need more crit. I need a helm that gives me like 2% crit. I'm sure there's helms in the game that give me... What? They give me 2% crit. We just gotta find them, right? One thing I've learned playing MMOs through the years, and I've played a lot of them, is that crit is king. If you're looking for damage, crit is almost always king. That's weird. I didn't realize that those had shared cooldowns. Where's my mongoose pots? I don't have any mongoose pots on me. Really? Huh. Guess I put them in my bank.
Lovely.
Yeah, these guys have a high drop rate for herbs.
Lovely. Lovely.
Don't really want Peace Bloom though. Friend is a raid for friends is a raid focus guild. The hell? Mountain Silver Sage. Huh. And Fell Creep. Interesting. What's the other resource we get? Sure. Sure.
Well met.
See you around.
We're gonna miss out on our rallying cry of the Dragon Slayer. That's gonna be a bummer.
How are you? Here there.
Okay, that's it. My inventory's effed up.
Be good.
Normally I'd swap out my arrows. Since I'm doing melee, normally I'd swap out my arrows and get more bag space, but can't do that right now because it's just, I don't think I have time, do I? Well, you know what? I do probably have time. Let's do that. I don't know if I can here. Let's... I think I do have time to do it. You need to make one more alt. We'll just send this. How many do I need? We don't need many. That should be enough. Makes it a little bit easier on our inventory situation. Oh, I probably could use more water. Do we have a mage? Yeah, I'll ask the mage for water. Alright, we're off. So what we would like to get, I think Savage Gladiator Chain, I don't know if it's a hit rating or crit. Savage Gladiator Chain would be good. There's also some leggings I wouldn't mind getting, although they would break up my Devilsaur, which are amazing leggings, by the way. But the Blade Master leggings are the ones that I would
What can I do for
prefer to have. I don't know. It's hard to break up Devilsaur because of the hit rating. It's gonna be a bummer when we lose the Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer. That sucks. That's gonna suck. Ah.
What brings you here? Good luck, friend.
This ought to be interesting. Try mixing up a little bit of melee with ranged DPS, see how it goes. Number one on damage.
Lovely. Lovely.
This will like reset. Theoretically, it's supposed to reset these guys. Yeah. Yeah, melee. I just Yeah. No, he didn't like. He did not like me.
You can kiss your ass.
Lovely.
Goodbye.
I'm out of mana.
Yeah, DPS is still not good as good as I had hoped. I mean, I thought it would be higher. Oh, and we're gonna lose the dragon buff soon, which is gonna really make it suck. We're just gonna make it drop even more. Let's try. Let's go to the flurry axes. Let's see what happens. Probably go down in damage, but let's try it out. We should most definitely probably go down in damage. Give it a go. Do we have the right gear? I feel like something's missing. Devil Sword. We got Devil Sword, Devil Sword.
Lovely.
My mana is low.
I think the crit's too much to lose. I think losing the crit's gonna work for us. Hmm.
Lovely.
Hmm.
Lovely.
Yeah, I mean, I figured they were immune, but I don't remember.
Lovely. Lovely.
Oh, he's changing it to Master Looter. That's kind of scary. I'm not sure I like that he went Master Looter. Means people are trying to either steal loot or do some of the shit. I don't know.
My mana is low.
What's this? Oh, yeah, just... I've already got that, actually.
Lovely.
I forgot I didn't have my pet damage merged in with mine. I thought my DPS was really bad, but actually it's not that bad. It's just I wasn't merging my pet's damage in. So... Ooh, 700 damage. Boom.
Lovely. Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Or I don't think so.
I'm out of mana.
My mana is nearly gone.
My mana is low.
Lovely. Lovely. Lovely.
Yeah, I'm out DPS in the mage, but I don't think that mage is very. He's only 54 though. Usually you kill the other guy first, if I remember correctly. Whatever.
Lovely.
Not going. I already have it. And I thought my damage was so bad. I'm like, why is my damage really this bad? And then I forgot that I wasn't having my pet's damage merged in with my pet. My damage to my pet was off the bottom of the damage meter. So once I merged my pet's damage in with mine, I'm like, oh shit, I'm almost number 1 on damage. It's just like, that's what that guy was like. Holy shit, you're a survival hunter, dude. Your build's awesome. I was just like, I don't think it's that awesome. I'm like number 3 on third on damage. Or actually, I'm number 4 on damage. But then, once I merged my pet's damage in, different story. You can actually go through the corner here. Unless they fixed it. Yeah. There goes our healer. I gotta go to the bathroom. We should pick up our new PvP rank next week. That's gonna put us at. Let's see, she was at 40.5. But bone slicing wouldn't be bad in our offhand. 13 agility plus 50. Yeah, I don't know. Where's the fucking... Can I ever find this? Oh, I guess we got another... Yeah. Alright, I'm back.
Actually, I'm more of a morning elf.
Lovely. Lovely. Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
You were screwed.
Lovely. 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 Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Lovely. 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 Lovely.
I keep... Why does the gear keep switching out? I can't... Not sure what's going on.
Lovely.
I don't know how my pet didn't aggro there. My pet was just...
Lovely. Lovely. Lovely.
You can
Lovely.
kiss your ass goodbye.
Lovely.
Ba-ba-dum-dum. So I don't know. in.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Lovely.
Okay, so I just did some sort of keybind that's unequipping my... It's unequipping something. I'm not sure what the fuck's going on.
Lovely.
So that was weird. Like, I keep getting this, some key binding is screwing something up. Let me, multi-action. None of those. It's this one, control. Where is R? R, oh no, that's control mouse button for. Control mouse button. Can't figure it out. I don't know, I'm gonna get rid of that add-on because it's just not working right. This one. I'm gonna get rid of item rack because it's not working right.
Well met. Farewell.
Interest you on a pint? Pie? Off with you.
It's amazing that the crawl blade's so expensive. Like, Start waiting. Why doesn't that show up in the other one? Hmm. That would be nice. Oh, that would be nice. Max Ramus. Holy. Ooh, Lieutenant Commander Shane Hill. Oh, okay. I think we just need to get our PvP gear. Well, it's going to take a while to get the PvP gear. Alright, I think that's it, guys. I think I'm gonna get some sleep. But yeah, we need to get the PvP gear, but I'm only currently rank 3 right here. And on Tuesday, because I'm at like around 80,000 honor. So it's gonna get me to here. So that will put me at rank. That'll put me at rank 6. Rank 6, 10% into rank 6. Oh wait a minute, it doesn't roll over, does it? I don't think it rolls. We'll find out. We'll be rank 6. Does it roll over? It can't roll over. Well, so let me try something here. I'm level 57. Rank 3. Let's say I were to get like 100,000. And that puts me... They make it look like this, that it rolls over, but I didn't think it did. Max possible rating. Anyways, on Tuesday, I will be rank 6. Then I've got to get 175,000 honor, which I think is doable in a week. And that will put me at rank 8. This is weird. It almost looks like the honor is like carrying over. Is honor? See, it doesn't carry over. This honor carryover was short again this week, and hoping I don't have to farm all of that honor again. You know, the honor doesn't, you don't lose it all. But if you like, it looks like, see here, it says that the red part of the honor will be ignored by the honor system. See, so there's certain points that you get to that it takes that honor to that point. What I don't understand is, does it roll into the next? Because I'm rank 3, and I've got, let's take a look. Because I'm rank 3, and I currently have 81,248 honor. Now, if it says that puts me at rank 6, but it also says 10% into rank 6. So if I go to rank 6, it looks like it carried over. I don't understand this. There's no way it could carry over. Rank 5. It says the rank 6 requires 72. I don't understand. Anyways, the point is, we're going to be rank 6. Let's just assume it resets. Then this next week, I've got 175,000 honor, which I think we can do. That's only going to put me to rank 8. But it says here, maybe it does carry this. And then the next week, we've got to get, if it does carry over, then we'll have to just get up to 337,000, which only gets us to rank 10. But 10 is high enough to get the PvP gear, I think. Yeah, it is. So anyway, so hopefully 2 weeks. 2 more weeks of honor grinding, we'll be hopefully close to 10, rank 10. Worst case scenario, maybe 3 weeks. And then we start buying some of the PvP gear, which might be good, which could be really good gear for the melee hunter. Let's see. Yeah, you only have to be up to rank 8 to be able to get the boots, the gloves, the chest, and the legs. Oh, for the helms and the shoulders, you got to be 10. So yeah, we still have to get to 10. the hunter. Lieutenant commander is the rare. So for example, if we were to get the helm, yep, see there you go. It's got 2% crit and 18 agility. So this gear would just drastic. Now, does this work? Does the PvP gear work in PvE? I don't even know. Classic, wow. I hope it does. Does PvP gear work in PvE? Let's just open up the items and I'm just going to ask, looking for group or... So that's good. So the PvP gear can totally be used in PvE. So you can see that, like, if I just hopefully in a couple weeks we'll be able to upgrade my gear, because right now I've got 13 agility on my helm, but if I get the chain helm, it's 18 agility and 2 crit, and then if we get the shoulders, it's 1% crit and 18 agility, so that's going to give me 3% more crit, and then the gloves gives me increase the damage of my multi-shot, which doesn't really help me too much because, you know, but still it's not bad. And with it says set 2 items, you get 20 agility. So now we're getting 3 crit, plus we're getting 20 agility, which is almost another crit. So that's almost 4% crit, which would put me to 20% crit, and that's not without even using Mongoose. Then with using Mongoose, I'd be at 22%. So yeah, so I think with the PvP gear, now the one thing that really kind of gimps you a little bit on your hunter here is you kind of have to get Devil Sword Gauntlets and Devil Sword Leggings just because it gives you 2% hit rating when you have both. Plus it also gives you 2% crit because each item has 1% crit on it. Plus it gives you like 74 attack power. So the set is really, really good, but it's leather, which sucks because so you're losing out on a lot of armor. And it doesn't have any agility, which sucks because I'm spec'd into agility. So the more agility I have, the more, you know, because of my talents, because of this talent here, any agility I get a 15% increase on it. So we want to stack as much agility as possible. So eventually we want to replace those items. So if you look back again at the PvP gear, the leg guards have 2% crit, so that alone replaces the crit. So now of the Devil Sword. But what we're missing now is the hit rating. So we're going to lose our hit rating. But we get 2% crit ratings, plus we get the 16 agility again, which is almost like, you know, that's like, I think that's like half a crit right there almost. I think it's 40 agility for 1% crit in vanilla here. Let's see if we can figure it out really quick. So right now my melee crit is 16. Give me something that's got like a flat number. 15 now. This is what, 13 now. 13 now. 7 now. Well, we could just, what if we get rid of 7 and 13? Okay. See what that does. Okay, so we're at 16.04. And now we're at, yeah, see, so it's very close. So basically 40 agility, because we got rid of 20. So 40 agility is 1% crit. So if we take this, and we take, let's see. Okay, so if we look, actually they've got the total. I wonder if I can, let's try this. I want to try something here. I don't know if this is going to work. No, it didn't work. So we get 16 for chest, right? We get 16 for leggings. This is the agility we get off these items. We get 20 agility for the boots. Wow. 20 for the boots. 18 gloves. 18 helm. And 18 shoulders. So the total agility is 106. So the agility you get off the PvP gear, if you did have a full PvP set, is going to be, you're looking at 3% crit, pretty much. That's going to give you 3% crit. Then, if you look at just the crit, I mean, you got 2% on the chest. You got 2 on the leggings. The boots do not have any crit. The gloves don't. The helm has 2, so now you're at 6% crit. That's insane. So 7% crit. Jesus. 7% crit you get if you were to wear most of that. And the 6-piece bonus is 20 stamina. And the two set bonus is going to be 20 crit. So two set bonus equals 20 agility. So that's going to give you another, then now you're up to 126 agility. So total agility for the set is going to be 126, but you got to take that times 0.15, because I have a talent that gives me 15% agility. So if you have 126 times 0.15, you get 18.9. So plus 126. Now you're looking at 144.9 agility. That's how much agility you get, and then of course, 144 divided by 40, so you're getting 3.6 crit. 3.6% crit. Anyway, so that's just for that. So that's 10.6% crit if I was equipping that entire set. But I would lose some crit because some of my items right now have crit on them. So I actually have 4% crit. So we're not going to get 10%. We're going to get 6. We're only going to get, what, 6.6. And do I have any other crit items? I don't think I do. Like, none of these other items give crit. So still, we're going to end up with like 6% more crit. That's going to put us like 22% crit. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. And then the agility, obviously, the agility is every point of agility is I think it's only 1 attack power for a hunter, for melee attack power, right? So if you look at my attack power, it's 358. If we take off this ring, it should then drop to 345. Well, 343. Did I do my math wrong? I actually did do my math wrong, so I'm kind of surprised. 343. That's weird. It should have been 13, which is 356. But it wasn't, so that's weird. I don't think this... that might not be calculated incorrectly. That's weird. This has got 7 agility on it. So really it should be 340... 351. But it's 350, so... I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. But, point is, you're going to get a lot of agility. So what other stats do you get? You're going to get 88 stamina, 21 intellect. 21 intellect is not a lot. So some of these items were, like, I would say... like the glove, increase the damage. 18, 16, I would say the gloves, we could use maybe something else. You know, we could even stick with the Devil Sword gloves. 18 to get the extra crit. But yeah, that's gonna be cool. I've actually never had the PvP gear in vanilla before. It'll be a first time for me. I've had PvP gear in every expansion since vanilla, but I never ever have gotten the PvP gear. At least this gear. You know, I've gotten the rings and the cloak and the stuff that doesn't require the knight ranking, because you need. Let's see. Yeah, I've never gotten up to rank 10. I think I've gotten 7 before. I don't think I've even got to 8 before in Classic WoW. I think also because there was decay, but they got rid of decay now. So now what ranking you get never disappears. It used to be that, like, you had to keep doing PvP to maintain your ranking, which is cool, but in today's world, I think because the servers are not permanent, like, because WoW keeps adding servers and stuff all the time, people keep moving from server to server, that having a system with decay doesn't make sense. If it was the only server, like if WoW only had one server, like one version of the game, you know, then people wouldn't be leaving. They'd be like, well, this is the only server I can play Classic WoW on. So, like, if there was no SOD and there was no retail and there was no, you know, the only version of WoW was just Classic WoW. That's it. You know, then they could do a decay system, because I think the population of the servers would be much, much higher. $88 stamina. And one stamina is what, like 10? So that's like 880 health. Only 21 intellect, though. Which is... So that's that. Now if you look at the next gear set, though, it's like way, like, it's like insanely better. This one's crazy. Look at the stats here. 175 agility, 144 stamina, you know, 290 bonus armor. But look at that, 175 agility versus, you know, 106. You know, 144 stamina versus 88. You know, so... Crit 1. It doesn't look like it gives you as much crit, though. And this does give you hit rating, though. These shoulders give you a hit. And here's another one. So the couple, the boots give you hit. And then this one gives you crit. So increase damage of your multi-shot. And this one gives you crit. But the crit ratings are they're not as high. Whereas the lieutenant's giving you like 2% crit. So you could mix and match gear. Like, I would probably want the hit rating items. So you would want the spalders for the hit, and you would want the boots for the hit. And then that's going to give you the set bonus of plus 20 stamina. So that's what I would do. I would wear the spalders and the boots of this set, and then I'd be tempted to wear the Hallbrock and the Legars for the 4% crit, and the helm 6% crit. So yeah, definitely I would mix and match these. Now you're going to lose out on some agility and stamina, but you're going to get 3% more crit, because the chest and the legs and the helm have 2% crit each, whereas this chest only has 1 crit. It does have intellect, though, and the helm has... Yeah, you are getting more intellect, though. Anyway, it's interesting. All interesting stuff. Oh. Oh, great. Oh, cool. Yeah, I know. Let's check out this guild's Discord. See what they got going on. Discord.gg/ was that PUD JRPGHXQ? Oh, they got some sort of raid help or add-on installed. I went to their Discord, this thing came up. Welcome to Stormlord's Discord server? That's interesting that it said Stormlord's Discord. Welcome to Unseen. Please ensure your nickname here matches the name of your in-game character. Doesn't like their Discord server is very active, though. I mean, pretty basic Discord server. Alright guys, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna see if Defiance, the game Defiance, that they're doing stress tests right now. It's an MMO, an older MMO I guess, but they're relaunching it again. And they're doing a stress test today. I think it started yesterday actually. So, but I want to just jump into the server real quick and see what it feels like. But I'll catch you guys. It looks like I have to download though. It looks like the client says that some game files are damaged. But I will catch you guys later. But yeah, I think getting the PvP gear on the hunter is going to be really cool because it's going to make the hunter like really strong. Like, I mean, the PvP gear, even like the blue PvP gear it's got some good, like some really good stats. The epic gear is good, but it's a little bit more based for a ranged hunter. So I think mixing and matching the two might be the best bang for the buck if we're trying to do melee type stuff. But I will catch you guys later, man. Hope everybody's having a good one. Peace out.